Inshallah and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. So we are between the streams, similar to when you remove a blanket on your bed in the spring, and now we're going to add a blanket to our bed, the creature comforts. So streams of love to streams of integrity, going from the possibility of triggered love to setting the foundation of our reality. If you were to look back a year ago in space-time, what in your cosmic soup were you bringing into this reality, into this dimension? What did you remove? What did you add? And was it aligned with your inner integrity? So today's a day to remove the response to our love streams, feeling the feels, do an extra and more importantly, a long pour, filling your chalice, your heart space, beyond the brim when it comes to inner love, swirling with outer love, initiated by our feelings. The action to take is those loving kind and all of our responders, initiating the center of our chalice with love, streams of green, which reminds me of the musing moon meditation, which is coming to your inbox with the season of Virgo, bringing in the archangel of Metatron, the metaverse, cleansing our chalice with universal streams. It's going to feel very unfamiliar, but by divine design or that intervention, things become or begin to swirl at the last moment. So be an observer, remain compassionate, be kind to your inner swirls as these become something very different. And with that, welcome to today's Daily Snippet. It's a Musing Monday, or a Monday of Musing. And I am your host, a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic Sha medium, and my intention is to utilize the power of the indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic, the star that we are, through those realms, elemental, imaginal, and into the gateway of the shamanic portal, our 8th energetic star. The cosmos with subtle energies and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and ritual to add to the flavor, your ingredient, your main stage ingredient of your personal container, your personal medicine, your prime directive, just assisting you in discovering that inner genius, your personal medicine, the star that I believe we are, reintroducing you to that magical essence that resides within so that your light and your star shines even brighter. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel as of yet, Authentically Heartfelt, please do, Tanya D. And again, a shout out to my new subscribers, blessings and ashe. Thank you for assisting me in growing and expanding. And go ahead and hit the bell button so you too are notified. And a comment or a share does get you a message for your day to get you on your way. Just echoing out the algorithm to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe who may also be curious about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, source, beings that are otherworldly, elemental, and so much more. You can also find me on other social platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast. It's been on the highway for over 5 years now. And if your soul wishes to dive deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. It's a venue where I have some amazing options to assist you and to guide you. A private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You are truly your own healer. But being in the in-between where things manifest and align with your cosmic soup, love intervention, where have you become more loving in your inner world to carry those streams to your outer world? So this is all about self-love being initiated in the initiation streams. Changing this up a little bit. So when we allow our feelings to integrate, to feel them, to sense them, things appear sometimes to be falling apart when they're actually falling together. So manifesting dreams into reality with intentions of love. So if you see a fragment, you may have been blindfolded in that arena or that area. So accept what is as things take form. And just a few announcements. Again, the Musing Moon Meditation, the new moon in Virgo, will be on the stage very soon, innovating our inner reality, what it is that you wish to bring into reality. Dreams become manifest. And the meditation portal, September 4th, is open for you as well to join 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, also about the season of Virgo. And the ancient art of cowrie shell, indigenous divinations brought to the West by Elder Maladama Some, my mentor. So if you're feeling the nudge or the urge to sit with or meet with the Otherworldly Congress or Parliament, being our ancestors, the keepers of the earth, shrines, water, keepers of the wild, the realm of spirits, angels, rituals, and mountain, and so much more. Rituals are then performed to address the symptoms or the forces of adversity. That's what's prescribed in order to shift what's in the way, blocking you from your inner genius, your personal medicine, your purpose. And if you are ready to montanize your medicine, the waitlist is open for Richard's Way to Manifestation. So go ahead and join the waitlist for round 2, setting that energetic foundation. Cleansing our cosmic spheres is the first thing actually addressed. The links are in the show notes. And your options here, that's fluorite, and of course Virgo, the sign of Virgo, and the earth sign, sigil symbol, sigil symbol, whatever it is, right? Okay, on the elemental highway, we've got a young fire goat of a day, the greatest of all time, the Ding Wei of all things. So yin fire produces the earth, contains the monkey, and creates the water and feeds the tiger. So we do have flow. So our day is our inner congress. It's very yin, and the month and the year are our outer world, things outside of us. So our inner world is actually weak in the season of the monkey, yin fire. The tiger balances the monkey. Nature gives it a job. It's authenticity. It's shifting. It's transforming. And water gets us in the flow, reconciling the path, clarity, and fire to stir our passion. So it's a day to perform. The month God streams us in to coming into onto the stage. It's the performer. And adding to the mix, we have just using words to perform, adding that to the stage of the missing ingredient or the ingredient that's needed. And being that Mars is in the season of words, being mindful of our attitudes, communication for 7 months, which is a long sense there, streaming in. And the moon, the goddess of the night, is in her season as well. So emotions, be nurturing, the heart, be loving, and the high heart is streaming. So this is the wounds of Chiron. Maybe open up to receive a blessing, the memo from a different perspective. And things always happen for us, not to us. So do you really wish to go down a repeated path? So it's about trust. It's about heartfelt gratitude, thoughts, and blessings. So it's time to be in our essence. Grounding and healing is literally on the horizon. And the Witcher's Way to Manifestation, go ahead and join the wait list to get to the root of your matter, the cosmic matter, if you will, and making things or manifestations become real, landing in reality. So what are you being and doing in order to have? And sometimes thoughts become an entanglement in reality. So when the sauce misses that main ingredient or any ingredient, we do need to set a new foundation. That's what's streaming in. And the messages of today, I'm bringing them in from the Fae. And again, those are your options. The Fae, the reason I went with them is to see an otherworldly perspective, kind of elevating our chalice to the origins of our soul. That makes sense. So if you chose the season of Virgo, the sigil there, the sign of Virgo, you get the Piper, the Pied Piper. So this is music, order, harmony, seduction, even part of the she, the old ones, the people of the hills. These are the lords and the ladies. They bring things into manifestation through the powerful energies of the singer throughout all of the worlds. They create, they nurture, they build the worlds and those inhabitants of each of those realms and those worlds. They're available to us as guardians, teachers, and comforters. They create frequent miracles. Sometimes they're called gods and goddesses, but that's not how they think of themselves. They are the elder race. They remind me of the Watchers. And they each have their own potent magic power that acts through all of life. And so they sing. This magic sings very powerfully into our day and today realities. So with that, the secret melody of the piper, this drifts through our lives, offering us a means to communicate from our heart without words. This is the quietness. So the music, his music, conveys our emotions to one another. And these emotions are audible only to the listening ear of our hearts. So his approach to us is very gentle. It is wordless. So he may send us this melody through the whisper of leaves, the rustling of the grass, the song of the birds, and the hum of the city traffic, the buzz or the noises of the refrigerator, a computer, the humming sound there. So he's asking that we listen to the world around us, especially to those unspoken words of others, humans, fairies, plants, trees, etc. And among the other things he's offering us is the ability to bring him our sorrows, our pain in the form of music. It's like putting it in another worldly altar, if you will, so that he can help us to heal them. So like sing a sad song to this fairy, and he's going to add to it the energy of the cleansing and the healing if we are open to that healing and that message. So his natural music offers us the tranquility also. And when I say natural, it's kind of like things out in nature. So if we take the time to be still, to meditate, and to listen, that's when that will happen. But the piper's music can be seductive, attractive, and even magnetic. So he lures us with our daydreams when we're daydreaming. And sometimes we allow the music of his sound to enthrall us into an illusion, especially the illusion of control over things that we cannot control. However, if we use this illusion, our own self-deceit, to break through into greater truth, he has served the real purpose, that authenticity. So he calls to us, he's asking us to listen to him, to the Fae, and also to each other's melody of our hearts. So his piping may seem elusive, hard to hear, even diffused. And, you know, sometimes it's very clear, but it brings us the meaning of our lives, working on developing more order, harmony, and beauty in your life. This is when we want to call him in. That's when we are singing to the piper and becoming more like him as we do so. So to get what you want, the piper also recommends that we try to be polite with our requests, be gentle, kind, and persuasion, and wait, quietly welcoming him to come to you, seeking harmony and tranquility within ourselves and also in the world around us. So it's about using tenderness, being gentle, being kind. So this message really speaks of a time of harmony, creativity, and increasing our order, being orderly. So it tells of communication without words. This is Vishuddha, our throat center, possibly the hearing sister, the music of empathy, the awareness of our feelings, and also, you know, empathy, concern of others with our feelings, our sacral. So this is a time to really pay attention to all the subtle energies and frequencies of others' expressions and those feelings and ideas. Looking past the surface, if you will, it's like looking under the water into a new realm, and listen as you would to like this beguiling melody on the very edge of healing. So he also plays melodies in our dreams, which may be filled with meaning and importance, dream state, right? And then he really leaves it up to us to understand what the dream space is meaning. So this may also be a good time to be aware that others may be listening to us for sensitivity and clarity and so much of that, and in doing so, so that we may hear that we are truly saying more clearly than we do ourselves. So the message is also one where we might have a musical talent, a gift, and ability to play at harmonics. It may be suggesting that we use music in some way important at this moment. The sounds of nature, and the 24, the card message 24, is innovating or frequenting a new feeling to receive, and then opening up that door. Okay, and if you chose fluorite, let's go over here. If you chose fluorite, you get the bodacious bodak of all things. 59. So this is initiating a new response and an attitude, and being mindful of our actions and those responses. We then innovate the chalice, our high heart, and become into an aligned attitude, and our authenticity, our light shines brighter. Part of the fairy challengers that bring us face to face with our fears, denials, inner traumas, delusion, confusion, insecurities, even our misbehavior. So these are the tests and challenges designed so that in the process of passing them, we actually learn things that move us to a higher level of being. It's a growth additive, I guess, a spurt of growth. It's like fertilizer, I guess. And they also, they don't really offer us these challenges unless they feel that we literally have the potential authentically of passing them. In other words, these are not mere tests, but they're more initiations. Some are minor, some are major. But this is about meddling, tampering, sabotage, helping, fixing, and ordering, getting things in order. So that's twice, right? So the Bodak, or the old man in the Scots Gaelic, he means well. He likes to fix things. He drops down chimneys at night and tidies up for us. So if you don't have a chimney, though, he's going to find another way in. So if you left a stack of papers on your desk, he's going to file them for you, probably in somebody else's desk, however. But no one, if no one puts away the uneaten food, he's going to assume you don't want it, and he's going to give it to the neighbor's dog or your dog. I have plenty of those. So he's not the fairy who ties like the elf locks in your great hairdo, because I got a great one going on today, having a hair moment myself. He doesn't make your hair stand on ends and odd directions while we sleep either. That's actually his cousin. He literally has more work to do, far more work to do. But Bodak is a meddler. He meddles into things. He's going to tell you, if you catch him, that he does mean well. It's just that things never turn out quite as he expects them to. Curious, because that frequents the energy of today. But he feels that we should be grateful for his so-called help, even while we clean the metaphorical eggs off of the metaphorical walls, the unseen messes, right? So he's amazed when we're not, actually. And even though his feelings are easily hurt by our lack of appreciation, he is very persistent, and he's just going to add a double dose of his efforts to be helpful. And the only way to discourage him is to tidy up your own loose ends and the clutter. So this is kind of telling me I need to clean my space. So I'm sure you know people similar to the Bodak. They'll helpfully answer your phone, take down the wrong message, entangling things, then they lose it, and they give you a garbled verbal version of that. And worse yet, they may give other people the messages from you that are not exactly or even nearly what you said. And even on rare occasions that they do pass on something accurately, it's either something you never meant to pass on or just said specifically to the wrong person. So the Bodak also likes to gossip. So he's used to, or he doesn't do this anymore, he used to still naughty children at night, but he's decided that's not really worth doing. However, he does pinch them in their sleep times, and sometimes he does give them nightmares. And it's said that one can literally keep him away by putting salt on your earth, your fire, your earth, or at your front door. But don't you believe it? He is like an ant, and the only way to really keep him away is to not have anything around that may attract him. So it's like tidying up our clutter, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or even spiritual. Could also be somebody somewhere that's meddling uninvitedly in issues. It may be you, it may be someone else. So see if you can work out who it is and begin to untangle those messy webs that they have woven of confusion, disorder, misunderstanding, complications, so much worse than our own natural disaster disorders. It's going to take some great firmness to get sticky fingers of these people out of our affairs, or even ourselves to keep our fingers out of the affairs of others. So the amount of tact to use in sorting this out is truly up to us. But this is like a Bodak type of person. They don't usually notice the hints, the subtle hints. So just remember, whoever it is, they say they mean well. They may even believe that. But it's very hard to believe that the Bodak's bad results are always just an accident, as he insists. He may even believe this, but we don't have to. And the word sabotage really comes to mind. So if you don't want him hanging around looking for ways to be helpful, just make sure that you don't leave things in the wrong place or dangle any loose ends anywhere. So he might find some bodacious things to do with them, tying knots or stubbing your toe, stuff like that. Okay, so that's Bodak, the bodacious Bodak. Okay, and if you chose the symbol of Earth, since we're in the season of Earth, hanging in there, your message is from Geo the Slow. Number 43. So this is believing in signs, the unexpected, the unseen. And then Spirit has this divine message for us when we believe, when we have faith, which is grateful, right? So he's part of the helpline troop, the wee folk, the large, the small. Sometimes they assist us in our day-to-day lives. Sometimes they add the ingredient of confusion, mostly in order to be helpful. They're associated with all of the elementals, which I love, the moonlight, fire, water, earth, air, mineral, water, etc., etc. Sometimes they work alone. Sometimes they work in groups. But this is the cycle of time, slowness, waiting, being patient. Geo is the gnome of the slow processes. So how long is it going to take for the water to wear a rock away? How much has the mountain grown or eroded over the last millennium? Or, you know, Geo is just watching attentively, just making certain that things don't happen way too fast, resulting in a half-shot job, right? It's he who watches the waves slowly encroach on the shore, wearing away the cliffs and the shorelines. And everywhere else, you know, to keep things in balance, he watches certain mountains grow taller. He's the master of the clarification process. That's kind of his quality, whereby we let something sit quiet while the impurities slowly kind of settle themselves out, allowing the substance to purify itself in time and space. So Geo does not understand why we rush about so, kind of missing out on the slow changes in the environment, the world around us. He's amazed at the stress and the problems that we create for ourselves by doing just that. So he wonders how we can survive if we don't just sit down and take that breath, take that pause, watch the sunrise, the sunsets, and if we don't have time to really enjoy our lives. So especially if we're too busy rushing around with the idea that we are making things good for ourselves for later, but not for the now in the moment. And the thing about his process is that they all proceed in natural order. Fruit ripens on time, grains usually ready for the harvest, the moon, the earth, they cycle around each other in equality, bringing balance, not too slow, not too fast. It kind of reminds me of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So these natural processes, they work very well. And in our own lives, it's really helpful to use them as models, finding the right pace, like on the treadmill, a slow pace, the pace that allows this natural low stress growth, progress, and joy. The world itself isn't turning any faster. So we may need to ask ourselves, why are we trying to cram more into our day-to-day lives? So the message really is to slow down, sit back in your chair, think a little, take a breath, take a pause. Why are you going so fast? What do you hope to gain from it? Are you metaphorically trying to push the river to cleanse faster? What kind of stress is being created in your life by hurrying? So the presence of Geo really indicates that the situation or the issue is part of a long process that cannot be hurried. It's important to settle in for a long haul, taking the breath and the pause to set a pace that you can maintain for as long as needed. And the main stage ingredient is love, ironically. So just remaining relaxed, being patient. And if you're short on patience, try cultivating your acquaintance with the singer of the Chalice, which is 12, which is our feelings and our love in sacred space. So you cannot make this up. And belief, right? Heartfelt belief. So you're going to find life a lot more delightful if you can go into the singer of the Chalice. Geo, he clearly does. Look at the look on his face. He is totally in a meditative space, hiding in the shrubbery, right? So the message, it's like time and space. Enjoy the little things the other world provides, you know, nature, the world of nature, listening to the birds, or someone or something may be sabotaging, a saboteur that you maybe can't see because you're rushing the piper and listening to the unheard sounds of nature. So I think it is a day to go to nature, music, a melody, listening to the sounds of nature, the waters, the birds, all of it, the wind rustling the trees. And our high heart is online. So the Chalice is there for the season of Virgo. And at the end, it's the Yam channel again, but it's a higher octave. So loving the energy of the divine Chalice, integrating those swirls as your main stage ingredient, and choose love through all, I call them energetic hiccups, the challenges, the trivial pursuits. Choose love. It kind of is the test of all tests. Always reminds me of Young Guns when Billy the Kid says that. And Take a bow in the mirror. Affirm that you're going to love yourself through the forces of adversity, aligning with heartfelt integrity. Being in that alignment, don't let anything take you out of that, and hold space, hold sacred space for what your heart wants. So with that, thanks for tuning in today. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Again, the Musing Moon meditation will be out shortly. I've got my meditation circle coming up along with the Witcher's Waitlist for manifestation. Monetize your medicine. And I will see you once again on the other side. Blessings and Ashe.